Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Now, in the last couple of months, one of the major conversations among immigrants living in the UK is asking questions around if it's worth living or moving to the United Kingdom in 2024-2025. And the major reason for this conversation really is because of the increase in cost of living, increase in inflation rate here in the United Kingdom, housing issues, not having, quick access to NHS healthcare, among many others. And many individuals came into the United Kingdom to study or to work, hoping to get a better life. And there's been a lot of concerns if it's actually worth coming to the UK or if there's a necessity to explore other developed countries. So that's why in this video I'm going to be sharing with you the pros and cons of moving into the United Kingdom or living in the United Kingdom. And this is based on my experience as an immigrant who has been living in the UK for close to 4 years now. So if you're currently in the UK and you're planning to move into the UK, then you sure want to stick to this video to the end, because if you go on every social media platform, everyone has been sharing their plans and their thoughts on leaving the United Kingdom because of some of the reasons I mentioned earlier. So if you'd like to hear more about this video, don't go anywhere, keep watching till the end. And if you're coming across this channel for the very first time, do well to hit on the subscribe button to join the amazing growing family. And for my returning subscribers, thank you guys for being here. I really do appreciate you guys. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Lately, there has been quite a number of challenges faced by immigrants living and working in the United Kingdom, and there's so many reasons why people are actually exploring other countries because of some of these challenges, which I'll be mentioning in this video. And I'll also be talking about the possible solutions to some of those challenges facing immigrants living and working in the United Kingdom. Now, the sincere truth is that some of these challenges are not just focused on immigrants. Even those who are British citizens in this country are also facing some of these challenges. Now, one of the major challenges faced by immigrants is ability to get a skilled worker job. Now, when you're searching for a job as an immigrant, you are so much disadvantaged, and the reason for that is because you're not just looking for a job, you're looking for a job that would sponsor, which in turn limits the number of organizations that you can apply to. So, and this is one of the major challenges. I've got a friend that recently moved to Canada, and the reason for this is because he's an highly skilled individual, but he found it extremely difficult to get a job. Then he decided to explore Canada. He got a PR in Canada and a job and moved a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, lots of people are actually leaving the UK to explore other countries. And in my opinion, I think it's important for immigrants who don't have, skilled worker visa yet to try and explore other countries, because it's becoming more competitive and more challenging to get into the professional space here in the United Kingdom. Now, aside from getting a job, and this is also in extension to those who are coming in as students, getting a part-time job as a student is becoming more difficult. I think I've mentioned quite a number of reasons in some of my previous videos. Getting a job as a student on a part-time is extremely difficult at the moment. There are loads of these employers who are not willing to give students a chance. So it becomes more difficult. So I had a chat with someone a couple of days ago, and she has been in the UK for the last 6 months as a student, and she has never worked. That might be because of so many reasons, but it's becoming more difficult to get a job as a student in the United Kingdom. Now, another major reason why immigrants are finding it difficult to leave or enjoy their stay in the United Kingdom is because of housing crisis. Guys, getting an apartment in the UK is war. A couple of days ago, I recently stood as a guarantor for an individual I know personally was trying to get a 2-bedroom apartment in the UK, and the entire process took ages. I mean, it took months from the start of viewing the apartment to eventually getting the key. So it's becoming really tug of war. And if you look into this, it's because many of these housing agents have got loads of people trying to bid for the same house. So obviously they go for the highest bidder. Anyone who is willing to pay more gets the apartment. So I remember getting loads of documents, and the point I had to call the guy and say, come on, why are we having loads of documents being sent across just because someone is standing as a guarantor for a 2-bedroom house? You're not even buying the house, you just rent it. So it tells you the crisis faced many immigrants or many individuals are facing with housing here in the United Kingdom, and this is one of the major reasons why people are choosing to leave the United Kingdom. Now, aside from housing, in terms of rents, even buying a house has become extremely difficult for so many individuals. Now, on the average, depending on the region you live, if you live down south or in London, if you're going to buy a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom house, you should have a budget of 40,000 to 60,000 deposit for you to be able to afford to buy a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom house in the southern part of England or close to London. So imagine having to save up such amount of money to buy a house, and that is your deposit, sometimes 10%, 5%, depending on the value of the property and your immigration status in the United Kingdom. So getting a house, and also with the increased rates at the moment, trust me, it's absolutely ridiculous. When I bought my house earlier this year, the rate I bought my house was 4 times the rate a friend of mine bought his house in 2022. So it means the increase in rate obviously means increase in repayment. So it means that I'm paying far more, almost close to double what he is paying as his monthly repayments on the property. So getting into the property like that becomes very difficult for so many immigrants and even those who are British citizens here in the United Kingdom. Now, another major reason or major challenge faced by immigrants here in the United Kingdom is the increased cost of living. Guys, there are so many people, even for me, who I recently got married and it's just a family of 2 at the moment, and the amount of money we spend on feeding, on rent, council tax, water bill, electricity bill is absolutely ridiculous. Now, compared to those who have got family, who have got 2 kids, 3 kids, I really just can't imagine how much is being spent on bills, because it's really, really a lot. And the reason for having conversations about the cost of living is because the more you have to spend on your everyday living, the lesser you would be able to save for future projects or future plans, which makes it a bit more difficult to be able to survive on the amount being made. And especially if you've got kids, it means that it will be almost, especially if your kids are still very young, it will be impossible for both adults or both parents to be able to work effectively, because one of them needs to stay with the kids for safeguarding purpose and childcare, and it's really a lot. So it means that if the husband is out working, the wife needs to be at home. If the wife is out working, the husband needs to be at home. So it means that there's a limitation or a cap to how much earning that a family can make, which makes it difficult. That's why you see families, who have been in the UK for years, some even for over a decade, and have not been able to get into the property ladder because of the inability to be able to save enough funds to fund buying a house in the United Kingdom. Now, these are some of the major challenges faced by immigrants living and working in the United Kingdom. Now, the question now is, what then is the solution? What then is the way out? Now, in my opinion, I'm going to share my own personal opinion with you. I think the best bet is to be very strategic about the city you live in, to be honest, because many times, so I'm going to give an example. Now, I've got a friend that used to live in central London, and he works from home majorly, and the wife, was also work as an healthcare assistant, and they both live in London. I mean, they practically spend 80 to 85% of their earning on bills. Now, couple of years later, about 2-3 years later, they decided, okay, since the individual or the guy works as a remote worker, there's really no point living in London. So he decided to move down to Manchester. Then the wife, who is an healthcare assistant, we all know that those who work in the healthcare space can get a job anywhere. So she got a job also in Manchester, and they both decided to move to Manchester. Now, the earning of the guy remains the same because he works remotely. The earning of the wife is almost exactly the same than she was earning in London. And within 18 months, they were able to save up enough money to buy a property in Manchester. I know so many people will come up with the argument that there's a difference between buying a property in London and in Manchester, but that's not going to be the focus of this video at the moment. So the point I'm making is you need to be very strategic on the location you live in. That will definitely help you in terms of the cost implication and also the amount of money you are able to save on a monthly basis. Another very important thing is that you need to make sure you have the right skill sets. Now, I hear a lot of people saying it's very difficult to get a job in the United Kingdom. In as much as that is a valid point, the truth still remains that there's still loads of opportunities here in the United Kingdom. On a weekly basis, I get being offered opportunities in data analytics. So it means that you need to have the right skill sets, you need to have the right network, and you need to make sure that you have the right mindset when it comes to trying to get a job as a professional here in the United Kingdom, because the truth is the opportunities are there. And I also need to mention that if all of these things seems a bit difficult, it might be an important point to mention that you probably need to explore other opportunities. I have loads of friends who, I remember an individual that got a job as a project manager here in the UK, got a visa sponsorship, and 6 months down the line, he got a permanent residence permit in Canada, and he left. He moved to Canada because he believed he's going to get a better, a lifestyle, a better living condition in Canada than the United Kingdom. I also knew an individual that got a data analyst job in the UK and New Zealand, and he decided to go to New Zealand instead of the United Kingdom, and this is because of some of the challenges being faced here in the UK. So if you have any other thoughts about why people are leaving or some of the challenges you might be facing and you want to hear other people's thoughts on it, please state in the comment section. I'm going to be responding to all the chats or all the comments in the comment section. And if you have any contrary opinion, please also state in the comment section. And if you're coming across this channel for the very first time, do well to hit on the subscribe button to join the amazing growing family. And my returning subscribers, thank you guys for being here. I really do appreciate you guys. So this will be the end of this video, and I will sure see you guys in the next video. Thank you.